Hi, I'm Jim Savage, and if you're watching this video right now, there's a good chance you may have a family member who's being treated for a drug or alcohol problem. Or some of you might just be taking the first steps in addressing a potential problem. But regardless of where you're at in the process, addressing a substance use issue with a loved one is no easy task for any family, whether it's your son or daughter, or your husband or your wife, or even a parent for that matter. But our hope here is that by working together through this course, we're going to be able to help you make this the most successful experience it can possibly be. Now, some of you may literally be on your way home from having just checked your loved one into treatment. And if that's the case, well, maybe it went well. They were asking for help, had a good attitude about being there. You're driving home feeling optimistic, looking forward to getting the first good night's sleep in a long time. But the reality is, most people aren't real thrilled about getting checked into drug rehab. And that might be putting it mildly. Some have to be dragged there kicking and screaming. Perhaps you're the parent of a child who was somewhat resistant. You may have heard some awful things coming out of his or her mouth directed at you. But regardless of whether they were angry and aggressive, or they were laying a guilt trip on you by telling you how much you're ruining their life and that this is just going to make everything worse, it's not uncommon to be feeling pretty overwhelmed at this point. Because on some level, you're probably realizing the gravity of the situation. But at the same time, you might be having some fear about, how do we know this is going to work? What do we do if this doesn't work? So the first thing I want to tell you, loud and clear, I've been working in the addiction field for a long time, like over 30 years, and I can tell you that the majority of treatment clients, when they first get put into rehab, don't want to be there. In fact, some are literally dragged there kicking and screaming. But I can also tell you that the majority of treatment clients, when it comes time to discharge, don't want to leave because treatment becomes such a positive experience for them. You hear kids say things like, yeah, I was really pissed at my parents when they put me in here, but now I realize it's the best thing that ever could have happened for me. And I'm really grateful that my parents put me in here. And that doesn't just go for young people. A couple of weeks ago in a graduation group, I heard a 74-year-old man say, this treatment's given me my life back. And I can tell you that just a month earlier, he did not want to be there, nor did he think he needed to be there. And it's statements like these that go directly to the meaning behind the name of this course, RehabWorks, because rehab really does work. Now, I know that for some of you that might be hard to believe because of how you're feeling right now. And instead of trying to convince you that this is going to be all rainbows and unicorns, all I'm going to say at this point is it's going to be okay. Good things happen in rehab. You're in the right place and you're doing the right thing.